This video has ended up a little bit more fragmented. I've had a few days off and I'm currently at Woodend Beach and just listen to the bird song. This is lunchtime, this isn't the dawn chorus or anything, this is just their regular racket. So, yeah, wonderful. Just a little snippet. Ford Friends, this remarkable coach. Now looks somewhat like a camper. Absolutely wonderful. Love it. To be a YouTube cat? No, not interested. Well, I'm pleased to report we made it to Christchurch. There it is, down there. But I'm currently on top of a hill near a load of noisy strimmers because look at the state of this. There's a major storm system coming up New Zealand from the south. You can just see mountains with the snow on in the distance. And some of the hail, just to warn you Betty, has been like that. Pieces like that, damaging cars, buildings, and hopefully not us. I'm here just because I thought it might be good fun. We might see some excitement. But that does look rather like it's coming straight for us, which wasn't really the idea. I hope this doesn't get too exciting. Oh gosh, yes, coming back was definitely the right call. Yeah, fair amount of water coming down at the moment. And now I've got an unimpeded view. There's a bit of a shelter here, so I can have the door open and stand here and admire the rain. Lots of rain. It was just starting to hail slightly as I got back. Gosh, that is a lot of water. That's amazing. As soon as I stopped recording, there was the lightning that created that. Two beautiful forks. A good flash, but I didn't see a fork. Well, look at that for a roadside spot here in Christchurch. A slightly crusty Princess. Wow. It doesn't look very happy. I think the wipers are the wrong way around. Interesting headlamp treatment. Looks slightly different to the UK. They were assembled in New Zealand. That's amazing. Well, this evening we've come to Spitfire Square, a retail park, because there are old school happenings. Little Yamaha bikes. We've got Datsun Cedric there, a BMW 5 Series, which has a surprise I'll show you in a minute. Mitsubishi Lancer Estate, which has lovely rear lights. A Toyota Starlet, which will be appearing in a future video or may already have. Toyota Corolla Levin. I think we got a slightly different version, basically a Corolla Coupe. I think we got those in the UK. This enormous Chrysler Valiant wagon has just arrived and is absolutely awesome. It takes me a while to walk to the other end of it, but yeah, that is pretty awesome, and I'm loving the number plate, My Val. Yeah, it's a great meet. Let's go and have a closer look at some of the cars. So loving the Isuzu Elf camper, which is just a caravan on the back of a truck. That's good. But yeah, look, here we have the Nissan L Series petrol engine, which is nice. And if you come over here, we see the Nissan L Series diesel engine in this BMW. It's the L28. It stinks of diesel. It absolutely honks of it. Someone's fitted a strut brace because, you know, even though there's no turbo, it could be exceedingly powerful. You never know. But yeah, quite amusing. These two cars have basically the same engine. Obviously petrol in the Cedric. There's nothing giving it away on the back though. It was a 530i, so that is yeah, rather marvellous. We look at the back of the Cedric. Look at that, Nissan Matic full auto. That's absolutely marvellous. And the back of the Lancer. These rear lights are just incredible. But yeah, there will be a video to come on this. I follow Wasabi Cars myself on Facebook. Worth a look. He's always posting up delicious Japanese stuff. Crocheting and knitting materials are provided. It's a fun little car. I'm not going to give the game away just yet, but oh, there's other stuff arriving. There's quite a nice Mark 1 Pajero there, but it's nothing to do with us. I think I might be getting my hands on one of those. And we've got a little Glanzer here, the Hot Starlet, the Glanzer V, quite entertaining, and Nissan 300ZX Z32. I'm not a supercar man really, but these are awesome. Oh, Mighty Car Mods, we know them. Yeah, bit of a beast. Now, unlike the Nissan Maxima, I believe these actually did use the VG series engine. I got that a bit wrong in the Maxima. The Maxima uses the VQ, which is a chain drive version of that engine. But yeah, good times. Next to Betty, we've got this amazing Toyota Crown Saloon. I'm trying to work out if these were assembled over here or not, because the wipers don't look quite right to me. But it's magnificently patinated in a way you would never get away with in the UK. It would just rust through in seconds. But yeah, slightly scruffy, slightly dirty, all of the amazing. And the other side of Betty, we've got a Mitsubishi Diamante, which is, I think these were Australian built. Big Mitsubishi, designed to rival the Holden and the Ford Falcon. So here we have bitter rivals. I'm guessing probably front wheel drive, I would say. It says Series 2. Yep, that's a dead axle at the back. So front wheel drive, probably a V6 I'm guessing, with a 3.5 litre. It's probably the same unit they put in the Shoguns. But yeah, a big old beast of a machine. Oh, and there goes a plane because we're quite close to the airport. Oh yes. Oh wow, yeah, Daihatsu. Two-stroke K car. That's amazing. Look at it, listen to that, so smooth. Dinky little Daihatsu, looking absolutely tiny next to this enormous Toyota Starlet. That is amazing. Ah, a nice BMW, a nice quality vehicle, all the way from Japan. And Japan? Well, sort of. Because this one has a Nissan LD28 diesel engine. And I'm told it has the standard diff from the BMW 530. So sorry, you're vibrating already over there. My camera is struggling to cope. Knackered wiper blades, lights are over here. There we go. Well, it sort of sounds like a BMW 6-cylinder diesel engine. No, it really does actually. Oh, not that way, that's no exit. I love the fact they call trolleys trundlers in New Zealand. So this is a 2.8 litre non-turbocharged diesel engine. So it shouldn't be a speed machine really, but we'll go and have a quick razz down the airport road. Oh, police all over the place. I think some posh person must have just come into the airport. But we'll go and see what sort of performance this has. I'm trying to think what brake horsepower it'd be. But these LD28 engines were fitted to a lot of Nissans. I once saw a Nissan Leopard for sale with the LD28. And it is directly related to the 1960s petrol engine, the L series. Which was fitted to the Datsun 240Z, which means you could drop one of these engines in if you fancied. Right, let's give it some beans. That's us up to 60 kilometers. Oh yeah, foot flat to the floor. But actually, this is performing a bit better than I expected, I think. I mean, this feels like a useful amount of power. It feels like more than, say, the Audi 100 I drove in the Netherlands this summer. This feels a bit more grunty. But then you put your foot down and precisely zero happens. That's flat to the floor in fifth. So yeah, maybe the gearing is a little bit too tall for this engine, but the owner plans to put a turbo on it. But yeah, I like this. I'm sure BMW fans are crying into their cornflakes at the moment, but yeah, I like this. There's no rev counter, or rather there is a rev counter, it just doesn't work. It makes a very appealing noise. Oh, okay, maybe that's why it goes quite well. Pump turned up a bit, I think. Oh, hello. R31 Skyline. Sorry, I've not got the gimbal out. I wasn't quick enough. All about the iconic rear lights. GTSX twin cam turbo. All of the noise. Well, look at this stunner. It's another Renault Fuego. We've already seen two at Horopito Motors, but here's a third one. A car I really should own because you get very interesting headlamp wipers, and you get a very interesting pantograph wiper on the driver's side. Very similar in action to the Ford D series, but that is a beautiful car. Turbo as well by the look of it, because these were the days when turbos were rare, so you had to say it was a turbo in big letters. And I think even the rear wiper is quite interesting, if I'm honest. It's an amazing car. By the way, that's not a Toyota Carina either, that's a Toyota Corona. But yeah, what a beauty. Oh, hello. Little 4th gen Honda Civic. I don't know if this is with us or not, but it's very nice. Japanese spec front bumper on it. Dual carb 16 valve. I've owned one of those. A 25X. Mine was a 1.4 GL. They are lovely cars. You sit so low because the scuttle is so low. And despite this lowness, they've managed to get an upright engine under there. A little 4-cylinder screamer. I absolutely loved mine. Wonderful. So that was the Christchurch Oldschool.nz meet that I gate crashed last night. It was good to meet some hub nutters there and look at some of the cars the old school boys over here have got. A really nice mix, very varied. I really wasn't expecting quite such a mix of cars. And just for extra excitement, I don't know if you noticed me recalling about the police presence when I was out driving the BMW with the Nissan diesel, but it was Prince Charles going past in a cavalcade. I thought it must be some sort of VIP. They usually travel in such manners. So yeah, I can't escape the royal family, even on the other side of the world. It's remarkable. And yeah, I'm keeping my distance because the last time I saw Prince Charles, I almost got arrested because of a bag of flour, of all things. Yeah, crazy, crazy time. One day I might explain that tale. It wasn't my flour, I'm just saying. But yeah, I'm just going to chill out in Christchurch for a few days. A lot more cars to test, a lot more to see. And so next week, the road trip will continue. I'm just, yeah, spending some time in Christchurch. And then there's still so much country to see. Today is a Thursday. It's now 4 weeks I've been in New Zealand. And yeah, it's been utterly astonishing. But as much as I'm enjoying Christchurch, and I really am, it seems a lovely city. Yeah, there's a lot of New Zealand to get around. But once again, I'm very grateful to my host who've allowed me to make myself comfortable on their sofa bed for a couple of nights. A few more people to stay with in the Christchurch area, so yeah, thank you all. It's nice to be able to spread the load of having a hub nut sneaking into your house and sleeping in your beds. And yeah, I'm also very pleased that this one has a Series 2 Morris Minor outside with hub nut window sticker, so awaiting some engine TLC. In Japan, vanning is a thing, and that is the thing it is. It's about making your van as crazy as possible. There is a place that hires out campers that look like that. I don't know if that is a camper with all the tint. It's hard to tell, but it's certainly ridiculously awesome. Can't really come to Christchurch and not take in the sad sight of the partially collapsed cathedral here, and still just sat there. Nothing seems to be happening, but the pigeons are living in it, while people argue about whether it's going to be rebuilt or just completely dropped to the ground. Slightly sad times. There's also the old post office here. It also seems to be sitting in a similar fate. So while new stuff is being built all around, there's some old stuff that Christchurch still doesn't seem to know what to do about. And then the sculptures like this, which have actually survived the earthquake. So it's just a brief insight into the centre of Christchurch. It looks like they have trams here as well, which they've managed to capture in really, really low res. And these little wagons, look at the state of that. Yeah, I have not got my timing right for the trams. It is the evening, they have stopped running. There you go, grand tour. Some very unusual parking solutions here in Christchurch. An R15 Mini attached to the side of a building. Sadly the building seems to have been condemned, but the car is still there. And it's not a mould like you sometimes see on the Mini dealerships. That is an actual Mini. Looks a bit sad. Look at that lovely old building. Again, abandoned, as is the old picture house next to it, which has this barricade of shipping containers full of rocks in front of it, just in case it should fall down. Buses, many buses. And I'm going to conclude this tour of Christchurch with a Mitsubishi Celeste that is, I think it's meant to be an art project, but it's not looking very happy. And I really cannot imagine such a rare car being an art project in the middle of a town in the UK. Greening the rubble, whatever that is. I'm so wishing I had a hub nut sticker with me right now. Oh, and there's also an old bus selling delicious things. But yeah, there you go. That was Christchurch in the space of a few minutes.
Hello, very exciting. We've had new delivery arrive yesterday. 4 boxes from Blackwater with Gildan t-shirts. So Blackwater's the company that does all our clothing. You quite excited about boxes, George? You don't look very excited. Okay, now I don't have a tripod, so I'm going to experiment with a cupboard. You going to help, George? It's much heavier with you on it. Thank you. What have we got? This is what they do on YouTube, isn't it? Unboxing. George. Tape on this. might want to edit this. Hey, Pussycat. Will you get out from behind the camera? People can't hear you. See you having a scratch over there. Oh, is a bit of blue tack more interesting than a box of t-shirts? Look, George, it's you! We've got George the Cat t-shirts back in. You know, interesting, there's a bit of blue tack to play with. Oh well. Hmm?